Yeah, perhaps it was added by a mod and I just don't know what it is, so... I think, yeah, that's the Winking Skeever. Okay, well, considering they didn't have any cloaks there, I wonder if this place would have...
Stranger.
Spiced wine, the taste of home and heart.
Could you,
They say
No, don't walk away.
murdered the High King with his voice, shouted him apart.
Yes, that is a very pressing matter, but please keep an eye on that Argonian.
It's not much to ask.
They can't
Everything
be
all
trusted.
right?
You know, I mean, I know there was that whole slavery thing in the Third Era, but honestly, sometimes you just need to let things
Spare
go,
some
you know?
gold for a veteran?
Not like me, who's...
I've got a little work if you're interested, traveler.
God, I wish Mother was here.
Revyn said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight.
You have no idea.
Huh. You know, you've got a certain fire in your eyes. Just like my Beerend.
Oh, you're
Feel free to
Baron's
look
wife.
around. We've got a bit of everything.
Yeah, I was in the middle of asking him a question and he just kind of cut me off. I mean, I understand the man's busy, but still, you know. You never mind. What do you have for sale? Please tell me you have something that I can make cloaks with.
Take a look.
Skyrim is much, much colder than I gave it credit for. Oh, actually she has tents. That I probably can't afford, and she has a cave bear pelt, so... I'm assuming she will have. Let's check apparel for... Oh! Me and my brain not working, I forgot that backpacks are a thing. Hey Yuzaki. Hope all's well. Thanks for joining. Okay. So if I remember rightly, and again, anyone that has more knowledge of this, feel free to correct me, because I'm not 100% sure. But if I remember rightly, fur is better in cold, but worse to get wet with than linen, or is it just the tents? Regardless, I'm just gonna go with the fur one because I think that's warmer in general. So I'm not gonna bother with I can't afford a backpack anyway. I probably can't afford a tent now either. No. Well, that's a bit of an onion in the ointment, as they say. I'm doing pretty good, thanks, Yuzaki. It's, straw. Oh, straw.
Pieces anytime.
I'm sure I will. Thank you very much. I miss the bartering system, though, in other games where you could haggle people down to lower prices. Oh, I could sell that, actually. I wonder if she'll buy that. Okay. Warmth is higher with gear that has insulation and furs, slows down the rate of exposure at all times. Coverage is higher with gear that has tight fittings and water repellent materials blocking the wind and rain. This slows down how quickly you get wet in rain and your rate of exposure in severe weather. You can modify the protection of any equipment by selecting Inspect Equipment Power from the magic menu and pressing Shout. Okay. Warmth is higher with the gear that has insulation and furs. It slows down your rate of exposure at all. Why is it telling me this again? Right. So I have a gold necklace at the moment that I can't really do anything with. So I wonder if she'll buy that.
Welcome.
Also,
Look
for
around.
anyone that's just joining, my game is doing a strange thing where if I press the button once, sometimes it
of this and a
registers as
bit of
me
that.
pressing it twice, so I have no idea why, and it's also kind of jittery, and I have no idea why. Some suggestions have been given to how I can fix that, so I'll look into that after the stream. So I will sell you the necklace and the Hammerfell garb, which luckily I meant to sell the Hammerfell garb, but yeah, I decided to again register a double tap when it was just a one, and we will sell the miner's boots and the miner's clothes and the standard clothes, because every little helps. I just sold fur armor that I didn't want to sell. And the boots. Thanks, video game. Sorry, could I just get those? Ah. Okay, I'm gonna reload the autosave because that was bullshit. Again, my game glitching out, making me had me sell things I was currently wearing that I didn't want to sell. So I hope no one minds if I do that, because I can't buy them back. I can't afford it. So if anyone has a problem with that, please let me know now. But I don't have anything to wear instead of, and the character will just die. So I'll give it a couple of seconds and just take a quick break. So if anyone has any objections, let me know. In the meantime, like I say, I'm just going to take a quick break. And I'm back. Hey Fletch, glad you can make it. Okay, so no one seems to have any objections to me reloading. So, I'm gonna reload. And again, apologies for glitchy game and so forth, but
Make sure to recommend us to your
as you can see,
associates.
quite jittery and so forth, and yeah, my total warmth is now 82 and my total coverage is 55. He is not gonna survive if I don't reload. It's as simple as that, so. The world's shortest roleplay. Straight Edge Panda and Revyn Sarathi lasted one day.
Revyn said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight.
Yes, it wasn't the most pleasant thing to walk in on and when you first walk into a city, but
Welcome.
these things happen.
Look around. We've got everything you could want in life. At least, that's what Birand always tells me.
Oh, so you're Beeran's wife. Okay.
Oh.
I'm not going to repeat
bit
all
of
the
this
dialogue
and a
that I
bit of
just did
that.
because I've already done it. Game, do not. I am trying to give it the lightest taps. Yeah, I really hope so too. I'm hoping that just hard resetting the console will clear a lot of the issues that I'm having. That's what was suggested to me earlier. Aside from that, I honestly haven't got a clue. Again, yeah, I don't know if you can hear the button clicks I'm doing, but it's a little bit on the ridiculous side. Okay. So, So were you at the execution? Just out of curiosity, I'm not even sure why I'm asking you, but small talk and so forth?
No, that was an ugly affair. High King Torig's death has turned the whole town on its head. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire this and the Empire that.
I feel you.
Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
As a Morrowind native, I'm sick of people talking about the Empire too, after they bloody abandoned us 200 years ago. Don't mind me, I do have somewhat of a chip on my shoulder and I'm fully aware of that, but thank you for your service, I guess. That sounded like it had unfortunate implications. I'm just gonna go. Take care. Yeah, like I say, I'm seriously hoping that I can get things sorted out. I don't want to uninstall or remove mods because I'm pretty sure then that this character would break, so... And obviously I don't want to do that. I mean, the alternative being if it becomes too much of a problem, I could remove all the mods except for...
I'm a little busy at the moment. I've got all sorts of errands to run.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory.
Are you okay?
Papa says I won't see Revyn anymore, but he wouldn't tell me why not.
Great. Could you maybe send for some help for that man there? He seems to have trouble with his legs.
Pardon me.
Get your fresh fish. I thought adventurers were supposed to look tough.
Do you want me to show you tough, you
Mother says
disrespectful
I shouldn't
little...
talk to people.
You help me. You help people, right? That's what you do.
If it's that important, then I'll certainly hear you out.
Hi there.
Please, take pity on an old madman.
Madman?
Who among you can help me?
What is it that you need?
My master has abandoned me, abandoned his people, and nothing I say can change his mind. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Won't you please help?
Why don't you just leave?
Oh, you just don't understand. Without him, I am not free. Without him, I am doomed. All of his empire shall fall into chaos.
Given that you described yourself as a madman and your master and so forth, I get the feeling that
Until next time.
you are touched by the old gentleman. I want nothing to do with Sheogorath, thank you much. Ugh. So yeah, character tidbit number 1, in case you didn't pick that up. Revyn Serethi looks weird in that garb, but it works. Survival and so forth. He is adverse to the houses of trouble. The pillars of the House of Trouble, so that's Sheogorath, I believe Malakath. Is it Malakath or Molag Bal? I always get the two confused. Might be Molag Bal, actually. Malakath. Is Molag Bal the... Oh, yeah, Molag Bal. And Sheogorath, I believe. I believe those are the pillars of the Dhamma. Apologies for just walking in. I just wish to speak to the court wizard if that is acceptable.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Hafingar's people will always be safe under my rule.
Your Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon Bridge is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh,
I like
yes,
her
of
style.
course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragonbridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. But about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well.
Everyone is floating slightly. It's
Rest
kind of
easy.
disconcerting.
You're
They keep
dismissed.
bobbing up and down. I know it's because my game is
Be
breaking,
quick.
but still.
I have little patience for mundane concern. I have so very many ways to deal with people. Very few of them pleasant.
I was just wondering if
Take
you
a
had
look.
anything. Okay. I like that you get straight down to business. I do not need a staff. I won't take scrolls because why bother? Okay, so it looks like these battle axes vanilla, but that Basque and Bound Cloak seem to be added by Frostfall. Conjure Earth Atronak. I think that's one of the elemental magic mod that I added. As is the Earth Rune. Fox Skin. Oh, yeah, right, okay. That's another Frostfall. Oh, okay, Fletch. Take care. Oh, it's four pillars, is it? Or in that case, thank you for the information, Beze. I did read up on it, and I just kind of assumed that I would remember when it came up, and then it didn't. It came up quicker than I thought. I thought you had to be a certain level before he would appear, so. And evidently not. And I'm also noticing that this episode is going really slowly and we've only got an hour left, but this is how these things start. Gravel and Gust are added. Yeah. Water Ball. Rock Blast. Okay, so that's cool. What I was looking for actually isn't here. She doesn't seem to have it. So again, I'm gonna have to look up on where it is. I was actually looking for the unlock spell that I modded in. And like I say, she doesn't seem to have anyway, so it might have only been specific people anyway. Can you train me in destruction magic?
I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge.
Nor should you. Okay, 300. Fair enough.
Take care of yourself, and always remember, the world is ripe with people looking to spill your blood.
Yeah, so I'm almost certain you're not one of them. Well, thank you everyone for your time. I can't in good conscience leave without asking about the cave.
You're trying my patience.
I don't even want to talk to you
The
again.
Imperials are good for business, and business is good for Skyrim.
Surely you have something better to do.
You'd be surprised.
Do you have business with the court?
Yeah, I'm just looking for, you know, is there any way I can somehow make some cash? I'm a bit low and kind of new to the province, so any leads?
The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details.
Thank you. I will definitely look at that. Well, what's this going on with the cave? Something about a cave?
You mean
Just
the
out of
Dragon
curiosity?
Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times.
Ah, that's where it was. Corners,
There
not
have
pillars.
been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull.
Pillars of the tribunal.
Travelers
That was it. I swear I
odd
got
lights.
confused.
I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work.
Well, I guess I could. I've not got anything better to do, so I might as well. So why exactly is it called Wolfskull Cave?
The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name.
Oh.
That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted.
And why are you so convinced that it's not? Answer me that one and stay fashionable. Yeah, that's what I
Feel
thought.
free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum.
Well, I appreciate the hospitality in that case. I'll go and find out what's going on with the thing and... Oh, well, at least I now have something to do. That doesn't involve me going to some place that I don't know where it is. Again, with things like this, I'm just going to assume that the person marks on the map where it is that Revyn needs to go. But again, I'm not gonna... Oh god, it's nighttime again already. I also haven't had any food. No one screamed at me about not eating. Although again, because he's low on supplies anyway, I'd imagine he's rationing out his food intake anyway, so he's just having something for breakfast, and then, you know... again, I don't have a survival mod installed, and nor do I intend on installing one, and... There must be something in the water.
If it's arms or armor you need, see Bayrand in Castle Dower. Bloody good blacksmith, that one.
Good to know. Not that I specifically need it, I've taken a wrong turning, but that's fine. Yeah, with certain things I just plan to role play around them, rather than have them be a thing.
Proud Spire Manor. Now there's a fine home. Up for sale too. If you're interested, talk to the steward in the keep.
Do I look like I can afford a house? Seriously.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
What do you mean I'm not fashionable?
If you ever want to replace those old rags, stop by Radiant Raiment.
And again, the reason that I keep passing Jari like that, in case anyone jumped in before being able to read the backstory or anything, Revyn's mother was killed by Argonian bandits, so as a result he has a deep mistrust and hatred for Argonians in general. So, how'd I end up so far from Winterhall? I took the alternate start mod, and
Papa says I won't see Revyn, but he wouldn't tell me why not.
The start that I chose... What time are we looking at anyway? Okay, I should still have the room. I'll just pause it here while I explain. The start that I chose left him shipwrecked north of Dawnstar. And, you know, as a result, I kind of... I went down to Dawnstar, and obviously there's nothing there for him to do right now. Or that I'm comfortable with doing right now as a character. So... because it was so close to Solitude and Revyn kind of has knowledge of the major cities in Skyrim. So he knows that Dawnstar is close to Solitude, and Solitude is the capital and steeped in history and architecture and all the rest of it. And he knows Windhelm and Winterhold are on the other side of Skyrim, and Riften is closer to Cyrodiil, and he's got a rough understanding of where the major cities are. So he kind of just figured, since he was so close and he always wanted to visit Solitude anyway, he might as well just make a stop there and stock up as much as he could in Solitude, rather than try and make some kind of supply drop, supply run in Dawnstar. And plus, in character, Solitude is a fair bit warmer than Dawnstar, so that was my reasoning there.
Hello, I'm Gisli, but you can just call me Erica's sister. Everyone does.
Okay, Erica's sister, goodbye.
Beware, beware, the Dragonborn comes.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory.
Good to know. How are your legs doing? You seem to be having trouble earlier.
To Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperials. We drink to our youth, to the day's cup.
So yeah, that's why we're so far from Skyrim, from Winterhold. I purposely don't want to go straight there. Again, I've kind of got things in mind, but I also don't have specific plans for what I want to do within each part, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of playing as things go, rather than here's specifically what I want to do this episode, and then I want to do these things, and then next episode I want to do these next things. I don't have a plan as far as that goes, but I've kind of written things in chapters, if that makes sense, and I'll have a week or two's break in between each chapter, so yeah. And apologies for not making that clearer beforehand and not mentioning it beforehand, but yeah. So I think we'll sleep 8 hours, and then maybe we'll take a stroll down to Dragon Bridge and maybe see what's up with Wolfskull Cave. Actually, before we do that, we will, again, in character, just check the map. Okay, Wolfskull Cave is there, and Dragon Bridge is somewhere down here, which begs the question, actually, why they're worried about it, given that it's so, relatively speaking, it's quite far away. So, and again, I'm not really paying much attention to the compass as such, just in that I've got a rough idea of where I want to go, so I'll follow it to that degree. But for all intents and purposes, because I couldn't find a mod to actually do it, I'm ignoring the symbols on the map. So, which is also why he does not know where Helgen is yet. So basically, ignore that. Hey Mimi, what, it's actually quiet, or because there's nothing I can do about that? It's the loudest it'll go. So again, we started here at the wreck of the Skinny Hawker. managed to make our way to Dawnstar, and then almost died on the way to Solitude. Yeah, is anyone else... is my microphone quiet to anyone else? Again, there's not much I can really do about that. It's the loudest I can get it. I mean, if this was... Yeah, I apologize, Mimi. There's not a lot I can do about it. You know, the volume is maxed out on my audio interface, which I plug the microphone into, and it's maxed out on OBS. So... I do apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. Unless I can figure out a way to run my voice through Logic, and then I could I could boost the volume up through that. But it's gonna be a bit of a strain on my CPU, so.
For the age of...
And yes, we're skipping the age of aggression. Distressor. Also, where do you guys sit on the... Let me just pause for a second. Just so I can talk to you guys a little bit. But where do you guys sit on the whole Imperial Stormcloak thing? 'Cause, like, personally, I don't have much of an opinion either way. I've previously done both sides of the Civil War, which sadly they're pretty much the same. You know, that's the one. As good as the Civil War could have been, and I understand if there were limitations and time and all the rest of it. It could have been so much grander, that, you know, and the two parts could have been vastly different, whereas for the most part you're kind of doing the same thing but in different locations for regardless of which side you're on, so which I think is kind of a shame and a missed opportunity. But Imperial Stalker, what do you mean, Mimi? Do you mean you took the Imperial side, or Beze took the side of the Empire? Yeah, like I say, I have no real allegiance to either, and as far as this character goes, I'm keeping things quiet until it becomes relevant. I am saying no more.